the graph of the equation y is equal to mx plus c passes through the points 1, 4 and -2, -5. Determine the value of m and c. Okay, so the given equation of the line is y is equal to mx plus c, right? And it passes through the points 1, 4 and -2, 5. Now this straight line, if I call this 1 passes through two given points are there. Let us consider the first point. 1 passes through 1, 4, right? So since its line passes through 1, 4, it must satisfy the equation of the line must be satisfied by this coordinate. So you replace y by 4. So this becomes your y and this becomes your x coordinate, right? So you replace y by 4 and you replace x by 1 plus c, right? It must satisfy the equation. So what are you getting here? You're getting here m plus c is equal to 4, right? Let us call this equation number 2. You've got a simultaneous equation in between m and c. Okay. Now, and what is the other point given? -2, -5. So 1 also passes through -2, -5. So therefore, -5. Replace y by -5. Replace x by -2 plus c. So you get here -2m plus c is equal to -5. And call this 3. Now 2 and 3 is there, right? Now we want to solve 2 and 3. So we have got a simultaneous equation. This and this form the simultaneous equation. We want to solve these two simultaneous equations. So how will you solve? So by first subtract, you can eliminate c because solve by elimination method. So write the first equation, m plus c is equal to 4, and you have -2m plus c is equal to -5. Subtracting. So minus, and you have a plus, and you have a plus sign here. This cancels, and 2m plus m will give you 3m, and 5 plus 4 will give you 9. You're getting m is equal to 9 by 3, which is 3. So the value of m is 3. And how do you find out the value of c? You put the value of m in equation number 2. Okay, so putting m is equal to 3 in 2, we get m plus c is equal to 4. That means you get c is equal to 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1, right? And that was what the question was. Determine the values of m and c. And we have found our values of m and c. Hence, m is equal to 3 and c is equal to 1. That's it. Okay, so whenever it is given to you that a straight line passes through a certain point, it must satisfy the equation of the straight line. That means you can replace x by the x coordinate of the x coordinate of the point, and the y by the y coordinate of the point. Okay. Okay. I think number 15 I had done. Okay. Okay, number 15. 15 I don't think I have done. Okay, okay. Anyway, I'll do 15. I think I have done. Yes, 15 I have done. So I'll do number 16. Now, before attempting number 16, I would like you to know a result. Okay, and the result is that slope of a straight line. I forgot to discuss this in the beginning. You can include in your this part here. Slope of a straight line joining the points x1 y1 and x2 y2. Okay. So suppose you have a straight line in which you know 2 points. Say you know P, x1, y1, and another point you know, say Q, x2, y2. Any 2 points you know. Then how will you find out the slope of this straight line? Slope of the line PQ is, slope is denoted by M. And since you know the coordinates, the formula here is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, so whenever 2 points are given on a straight line, apply this formula to find out the slope or the gradient of a straight line. Okay, coming back here, look at question number 16. I'll do the number 2, okay, 16.2 as an example of that formula. Find the gradient of the line passing through the following points. Okay, so the given points are, first point, let's consider this to be x1, y1, 3 minus 7. And second point, let's consider this to be x2, y2, minus 1, 8. Okay, so you know these 2 points on the line. This is your straight line. And you know this point, let's say 3 minus 7. And you know this point, minus 1, 8. Right? So we apply the formula, slope of the line joining 3 minus 7 and minus 1, 8 is M is equal to y2. What is the value of y2? 8, right? So y2 minus y1. y1 is minus 7. Divided by x2. What is the value of x2? x2 is minus 1. Minus x1. x1 is 3. So therefore you have 8 plus 7 by minus 4, which is minus 15 by 4. And that is the value of the slope. Okay. So whenever you know 2 points on a straight line, please apply the formula M is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 to find out the slope of the straight line. Okay. Now, and if you know the inclination, how will you find out the slope? If you know the inclination, then you simply find out the slope by finding out the tangent of the angle. Okay. So if the inclination is given to you as, let's say, 45 degree, then what is the slope? Tan 45. But if 2 points are given on the straight line, if inclination is not given, then how will you find out the slope? By y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay. Okay, let's see the next question. Question number 18. Very important question, question number 18, because there's a small technique involved here. Now, before I start this problem, I would just like to make a note that suppose if you want to find out the point of intersection of 2 straight lines, okay, suppose 2 straight lines I give you. If you remember, we had discussed somewhat this part in your class 9 also, right? If I give you the equation of this line as x plus y is equal to 1, and if I give you the equation of this line as x minus y is equal to minus 2, right? How will you find out the point of intersection of this? You will simply solve the 2 equations simultaneously, okay? The point of intersection of the 2 lines, point of intersection, let's call this point P, is obtained by solving the equations x plus y is equal to 1 and x minus y is equal to minus 2 simultaneously. Okay. So if you want to find out the coordinates of P, you will solve these 2 equations, and the value of x will give you your x coordinate, and the value of y will give you your y coordinate. Okay. So this is a small note that you must know. Now with this, we start with the next question. Question number 18. Important question in the sense that this kind of problem you'll come across in a lot of applications in coordinate geometry. Okay? Find the intercepts made by the line on the coordinate axis. Okay, so the given equation of the straight line is is 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0. Okay. Now see, you want to find out the intercept. Now again, what do you mean by intercepts? If you have a straight line, I'm just drawing a rough sketch of the straight line just to show you. Okay. You need not draw your rough sketch when you are doing. This is just for your understanding. That suppose this straight line looks like this, let's say. Let's say it looks like this. Okay. Then what are the intercepts made by this on this? Let's call the point of intersection of this line with the x-axis as P, and let us call the point of intersection of the this straight line with the axis of y as Q. Okay. We want to find out the x-intercept, and what is the x-intercept? OP, right? And what should be a sign of OP? It should be positive because P is in the positive direction of x, right? And we want to find out the length OQ. Why do we want to find out the length OQ? OQ is the y-intercept. And what is the sign of OQ? If you see, Q is in the negative direction of y. So therefore, the sign of OQ will be negative, right? Fine. So once we know this, we can now proceed to find out the intercept. There's one other small thing that you must remember, that the equation of the x-axis is y is equal to 0, isn't it? And the equation of the y-axis is x is equal to 0, if you remember. And if you see the point P, what is the point P? Point P is the intersection of this line and the x-axis. That means the point P is the intersection of the lines 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0 and the x-axis. What is the equation of the x-axis? Y is equal to 0. And how do you obtain the point of intersection? By solving the two equations. And how do you solve these two equations? How do you solve these two equations? You put y is equal to 0 from this equation in the second equation to the first equation. So putting y is equal to 0 in 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0. We get 2x minus 3 into 0 plus 12 is equal to 0. So you get 2x plus 12 is equal to 0. That means you get 2x is equal to minus 12. That means x must be equal to minus 12 by 2, which is equal to minus 6, right? So we have got minus 6. So this distance here is actually this should be in this direction. I have drawn it wrongly, but just because I needed a rough diagram, okay, that is why I've drawn it as rough. That means the x-intercept here will be negative, right? So therefore, you have x is equal to minus 6. Hence, what is the x? Therefore, what is the x-intercept? X-intercept here is minus 6 units. Okay. Actually, the line should have been this way. Okay. The line should have been somewhat this way. So actually, this should have been P. This should have been P, and this should have been Q. Okay. Fine. Let's keep it that way then. Let's erase this line. Okay. So we have found this OP. And what is the sign of OP? Negative. That means the x-intercept is negative. And what can you tell me? What should the coordinates of P? If the x-intercept is minus 6, if you remember when I was discussing in the beginning, if the x-intercept is minus 6, then what can you write the coordinates of P as? Minus 6, 0. Right? Okay. So exactly similarly, we find out the coordinates of Q. How do you find out coordinates of Q? The point Q is the point of intersection of the straight line. This 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0, and the y-axis. And what is the equation of the y-axis? It is x is equal to 0, isn't it? The point Q is the intersection of 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0 and the y-axis, that is x is equal to 0. So you need to solve these two equations, right? X is equal to 0 and 2x minus 3y plus 12. How do you solve? Putting x is equal to 0 in 2x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0, we get 2 into 0 minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0. Find out the value of y from here. We have 3y is equal to 12. That means you get y is equal to 12 by 3, which is equal to 4. So therefore, what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept here is plus 4 units. Okay. And if I ask you what should be the coordinates of Q, what should be the coordinates of Q? If the y-intercept here, this length is 4 units. In fact, again, this should be Q is in the negative direction. The straight line, the Q should be here. Okay. Anyway, this should be, if this is plus 4 units, then what can we say? What should be the coordinates of Q? It should be 0, 4, isn't it? This should be the coordinates of Q. Clear? Intercept problem you will come across a lot in the times to come. Okay, so just remember, if you want to find out the x-intercept, put y is equal to 0 in the given equation, and if you want to find out the y-intercept, put x is equal to 0, and if you want to find out the y-intercept, put y is equal to 0. Okay, that is how it follows. I'll just write a note at the end of this problem to find the x-intercept of a straight line. Let's say ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We put y is equal to 0 in the equation of the line. And to find the y-intercept, we put x is equal to 0 in the equation of the line. Okay, remember this. This is a working rule. Okay, to find out the intercept, always this is a working rule that you must follow. Okay, let's do the next problem, number 19. Question number 19 here states, find the equation of the line passing through the points P, 5, 1 and Q, 1, minus 1. This is very easy. Which form will I use to find out the equation of the straight line passing through 2 points? The 2-point form, right? If I know 2 points, how will I find out the equation of the straight line? By using 2-point form, right? So here, let us consider the first point x1, y1 as 5, 1 and the next point as x2, y2. So if you know 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2, by required equation of the line by 2-point form, is write down the formula first. Y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Now simply put the values. So you have y minus y1 here is 1 is equal to y2 here is minus 1. Again y1 here is 1 divided by x2. x2 here is plus 1 minus x1 here is 5 and x minus x1. x1 is 5. Now you simplify this to get your required equation of the line. So you get minus y minus 1 is equal to minus 2 by minus 4 into x minus 5. So here this will cancel twice. And now you multiply this 2 with this, cross multiply, twice y minus 1 is equal to x minus 5. Negative signs are also cancelling, so no question of negative signs. So you get here 2y minus 2 is equal to x minus 5. So now you make one side 0. Let's take all this, let's take to this side. So you get 0 is equal to x minus 2y minus 5 plus 2. So you get here x minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. And that is the required equation of the line. Okay, that finishes only the first part of the question. Okay, where they asked you to find out the equation of the line passing through the 2 points P and Q. Okay, next they are showing, hence show that the points P, Q and third point is given are a collinear. Now what do you mean by collinear? On the same straight line, if you remember I explained to you. So PQ, you have found out the equation of a straight line which join these 2 points, right? Let's write the points here. P51 and let's say you have point Q 1 minus 1. You have found out the equation of this line. And what is the equation of this line you have found out? X minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. And they have said that there is a, show that this, if there's a third point R, show that all these 3 points are collinear, and they have given you the coordinate also. Now see, if R is on this straight line, then R must satisfy the equation of this line, right? Only then I can say that R is also on the same straight line. Otherwise R can be here or R can be here, right? So let's see whether this the coordinates of R satisfy this or not. So what you do is call this 1, okay? Putting what is the x coordinate of R? 11. Putting x is equal to 11, and what is the y coordinate of R? 4. So putting x is equal to 1, comma y is equal to 4 in 1, in the left hand side of 1. Only this part. Let's say if we put x is equal to 11 and y is equal to 4, whether we get 0 or not. We get, let's see what we get. X is 11 minus 2 into y is 4 minus 3, right? So we get 11 minus 8 minus 3, which is equal to 11 minus 11, which is equal to 0. So we're getting this is equal to 0 by putting x is equal to 11 and y is equal to 4. So this shows that the coordinates of R 11, 4 satisfies the equation of the line joining P and Q, right? Hence we say, hence P, Q and R are collinear. Okay. So I'll stop here.